So in the past few months, Tesla has introduced Grok into their systems, and I use it pretty much every day. If I have a question about something, if I'm daydreaming about something, I'll ask it a question just to clarify, stuff like that, and mainly because I just want a quick response. And sometimes if I'm going somewhere and I know where I'm going, I'll just have it navigate me to the nearest Walmart or the nearest store, for example. Navigate me to Starbucks, and then after Starbucks, I need to go to Walmart, and then after Walmart, I think I need to go get my tires changed.
Route set to Starbucks Coffee Company on West Robinson Street in Norman first. Then, Walmart Supercenter on North Interstate Drive in Norman. And finally, Rodriguez Tire Shop on North County Line Avenue in Blanchard. It's 16 miles total, arriving around 1:53 p.m.
This is great, but it gave me an idea. It gave me an idea of what if it could do more? What if we allowed AI to control more of my Tesla? Now, the fundamental limitations of Grok in Tesla right now is just its scope just to navigation commands. And navigation commands are just what it can navigate to in the maps, and just what it can, if you say, hey Grok, navigate me to the nearest Starbucks, and then after that navigate me to the nearest Target, it's going to chain those and it's going to mark those as stops and navigate you through all of that. So it helps in a way. You don't have to click through the user interface. But what if we just zoomed out and gave it more commands? So conveniently, I looked to see if Tesla had an API I could adapt to, because I use a lot of third-party apps and I wonder what they were using behind the scenes to connect to my Tesla, and it is the Fleet API. They have a few endpoints that I'm using here to wrap around a MCP server. There's a charging endpoint, so you're getting all this data. Energy, I'm not using energy endpoint. And then there's the vehicle commands. This is like the bread and butter of like, what do I need? Look, all of these. All that you need API access to. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an MCP server to connect to my Tesla. And I'm going to use Claude Code as my AI client here. Now you can use pretty much any chat interface here, as long as you have an MCP server. So I'm done developing the MCP server. I'm just gonna quickly go by what tools I decided to expose. So we have an actuate trunk tool that the model has access to. This is kind of self-explanatory. You can open the trunk and you can toggle it, and auto wakes the car. And then there's another one, control charging. You can actually stop and start the charging session. If you're not really a Tesla owner here, this might be kind of confusing, but you can set charging limits and you can limit the percentage it charges at. We can have the model do that as well. And then the control climate here is you can basically control all of the vehicle's HVAC system. Auto wakes the car if it's asleep and whatnot. So if I ask the AI model to set the car to a certain temperature, it's going to do that with this tool. Control windows, this is pretty self-explanatory too. I try to make them pretty simple as possible, but controlling windows is just going up and down to control all four doors. You can crack it, and then yeah, that's it for that tool. Get vehicle status. This one is basically that. This one is what the model will call to get all the telemetry that it needs to further investigate or do a diagnosis on the vehicle if the user ever has any questions about it. This is what tool it would call. And then list vehicles, this is all the vehicles that are within the Tesla account that we're authenticated with, and it'll just be mine because all I have is one account. And then locate vehicles, this one allows it to flashlights, honk the horn, and it can help locate it in a parking lot as well. So you would be surprised how much data that Tesla collects that you can actually stream via API, but this one's pretty cool. Now this one's not so obvious when you first look at it, but you can imagine this one's just a tool that the agent would call if it needs tire pressure, any individual niche value that you can think of, like seater heater levels or charge energy added overnight, or stuff like that. So individual data points it can query within this tool. Now this one is what Grok does. Coincidentally, obviously I had to add the Grok functionality here. So we're adding on top of it essentially. but it just, the agent can call this tool to basically just add where you want to go to the navigation system in the car. Now this one is pretty handy. Is essentially a tool to lock or unlock the vehicle. If you want the agent to lock the car at a certain time, it can start a cron job on a computer and lock it, or whatnot. We're going to just start off with a couple of telemetry commands. So what is the status of my Tesla? What is my car's tire pressures? See, it called 4 tools there to get the tire pressure. Pretty cool. You can imagine, like, if you have this data, if the model has this data in context, it can call other MCP tools to, like search the internet, like what is the best tire pressure level for this model of car, or email the tire people to order me a new tire or something like that. So we're going to try to test the actual commands that Grok doesn't have. Since my windows are already vented from just me testing the vehicle, we're going to say roll my windows up. I vented them. And it called the tool to roll the windows up. And we're going to open the trunk. Can you open the trunk, please? Called the tool to open the trunk. As you can see, it is opening right now. Close it. We're gonna close the trunk. We're gonna try a more practical one. So, it's pretty hot. Can you set the climate to, let's say 60 degrees? And I'm gonna go move the camera to show you guys that it moved it. All right, I'm back. So essentially, you can imagine how many ways you can chain other MCPs with the Tesla MCP. So like, if you wanted to do like, send me the data for my Tesla, and then I need that data to make a trip plan or something like that. I'm gonna further play with this to see what I can better demo, but I'm really just kind of scratching the surface here. It gave me an idea. Maybe you could do like a voice control, text to speech type of thing. Just a beefier version of Grok, if you will. I've always liked this series of connecting like external hardware, physical items to Claude or any type of AI client, since pretty much if you give it a brain, it can do a lot of autonomous things. So I probably end up doing a lot more of these in the future. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Peace.